Hey everyone, so today I have an iLight Mini Smartphone 15 Pro, which is the world's smallest 15 Pro Android 4G mobile pocket phone. So I have not actually taken it out the packaging just yet. I just took it out the box it was delivered in. So we're going to take a look at it for the first time together. And as you can see by this packaging size, this is tiny. So let's get into it and check it out. So this is, I'm assuming this is the phone, straight from the package. So as you can see, there's the model number, here's the phone, and see what else there is in the box. We have a little case. This is the charging cable I'm opening up right now. So USB Type-C charging cable. So if you already have one of these lying around, then you're good to go, or it already comes with one. A key, that's what opens up for your SIM card, SD card, stuff like that, generally in Android phones. A mini screen protector, and the instruction manual. So first things first, I'm going to go ahead and peel our screen protector this off right here, and I'm going to go ahead and apply our included screen protector to make sure our screen stays protected, which is peel the sticker back and then place it. And hopefully there's no dust on here, so let me go ahead and try to do this. Sorry that's not in camera view. Trying to make sure I accurately get this applied, which is actually a lot more difficult on this tiny phone to 100% line up from what I'm used to with a standard phone. So, not 100% accurate how I'd like to have it, but if you have a cloth or something that you can use to wipe, that'll help get the bubbles out from the phone and work your way. This can easily be peeled off as well, which I might do because I'm not 100% satisfied, but for the sake of reviewing purposes, just to get it on. So, getting it on is actually fairly easy, but making sure it's all lined up and the bubbles, you can see some bubbles here. Trying to change the reflection. I'm not sure if you can see them. You can see the bubbles. So that's kind of a pain, but that's okay. We could fiddle with that later. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get our cover on. And then after I get this on, I'm going to go ahead and charge it up before we start exploring, because I accidentally pushed the button. It has like 1% battery life to it, so we'll want to charge that up. But getting the cover on, super simple. This was a lot easier than our screen protector. So get a good look around. You can see we have our camera. Here's some buttons, our power button right here, charging ports, speaker, and of course if you have a SIM card, might be a little hard to see now, but right here on the side, I'm trying to get it so you can angle it. And see that tiny little pinhole? That's what that little key that comes with would be for. I do not have a SIM card for this for right now, but we're going to check out the phone as soon as I get it fully charged up. So in the meantime, while we wait for our phone to charge, this is the instruction booklet. You have on one side is in Chinese or Japanese, I'm not really sure, but another language that's not English. And then English is on the opposite side, and it just opens like this. It's very small print, so if you have trouble seeing, you might need a magnifying glass or put on your glasses, but it looks like all the basic information of operation is there, and we'll check out the function shortly. So just to show, I actually used a USB Type-C plug I already had. I just stick it right on in. it registered everything. You can see we don't really have much charge to work with at the moment. But let's take a little look. So it looks like we have type of calculator. This is really neat. It looks like we had some stuff opened already. Not sure if this is default or what, but this is what was on the camera as soon as I pulled it out the box. I'm kind of curious though how well we can work this camera. So there's a picture. Let's take a. Here's our camera. I'm gonna take a little picture real quick. Doesn't seem like it's snapping. Like I'm seeing it light up, but it's not actually registering. So I'm trying to do this under demonstration. Okay, so we're going to go back. So you can see, I'm just trying to take a picture of the box. Nothing special, just to see how our camera looks. And I'm pushing. There we go. Maybe I wasn't pushing it. All right, see? So it looks like it's all right. I mean, I also wasn't focusing, but just to show you, I was able to easily take a picture. No problem. And I can come under our settings and hit delete. So I don't need that anymore. So here's our home screen. Let's see. Again, I don't have a SIM card, so I shouldn't be able to call anybody. I think you can dial 911, but we're not going to test that one out. See, so nothing recent. But here's our dial pad, so that's pretty nifty. And just the various apps. It's kind of hard to, it's a little bit harder to maneuver with adult hands on this tiny phone, but I'm not going to lie. I'm actually really impressed. I think this is probably the coolest thing. Like, I don't know if I could use it for everyday use. It certainly would take up a lot less space, and it's perfect for tiny pockets that are generally in female pants, for sure. So that's pretty cool. And I like that it seems that it has all the same features as my standard Android phone already. So that's pretty cool. You can see the screen actually is rotating with me based on how I'm using it. Or it did just 2 seconds ago. Let's see. Might make me log in. Alright, so I can log into music. I just put device files only for right now. Just like I said, we're just kind of just browsing through. So play audio files from your device, so I can allow it to do that. So there's a lot of different features. This is cool. And again, just a reminder, this is a first look. I was not fooling with this before or anything, so that's why I'm a little bit all over the place, just kind of testing it out. And there's really nothing on here right now, since I just plugged it in and it's still charging. But I like that there is just so many features. Here we are. They have the Google Store. So I'd sign into my account and I'd be able to download apps the same way I would on my Android phone. So it seems like anything that I can do from my standard Android phone, I can do on here. And see, there you go. You can see that the screen flipped based on the angle I had it, or angle it thought I had it on. So that's cool. I've just never seen a phone like this that could actually be used. And just to show you some available options, they have Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, looks like do not disturb. Because it's a smaller screen, obviously, there we go. You just extend it, you can read what it's for. Auto rotate flashlight, battery saver, airplane mode, data, the mobile data. Of course, there's no SIM card right now. Screencast, adjust the brightness. So I can sit here and lower, make it super bright. See about turning on my Wi-Fi. Let's see if we can do Wi-Fi. So I'll hit the sign. Alright, so I'm about to set this up. And then we should be able to use it just on, as far as the Wi-Fi goes, without the SIM card. Alright, now that I'm connected to my home Wi-Fi, I was able to go ahead and log on to Google. And let's just go see if we can, how my website actually looks. Oh, y'all can see I'm struggling with this tiny keyboard to type on. But it's still the coolest thing ever. I mean, if anything, I think this makes a great novelty phone. It's definitely a talking conversation piece. I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot because I'm fascinated. I really am. Like, it really is super cool. And it's the fact that it's functional. Like, let's see. There we go. I'm able to get onto my own website. Oops. I'm clicking stuff. And, you know, obviously with time and practice and everything, I'm sure I'll be able to get better with navigating. But look at that, full-on browsing. It's taking a second to for everything to load and connect on here versus my regular phone. But the fact that this is even functioning and working is so cool. I mean, look at this. You see this. Y'all see this, right? So it's all there. It's just so tiny. So now that I'm kind of done gushing, you know, over everything, like, I'm still in love, but you can see here's our volume buttons right here on the side to adjust everything. Like I said, just like exactly a mini phone, just like it says. Let's talk about some of the features. So this is a mini smartphone, like I said, and it's an Android phone, but it looks like an iPhone. So it's a touchscreen iPhone look-alike, but you use it like an Android phone. And so you can browse the internet, like you saw, use the Google Play Store, download apps, all like you saw. Obviously, if you want to be able to make phone calls, text, and download, make phone calls and text, you're going to need a SIM card. So keep this in mind if you don't have one. If you already have a phone, because this is unlocked, you should be able to switch it with your carrier. But if you're not sure, contact your carrier just to see their process. But for me, I have T-Mobile, and generally I can just pull out my SIM card and stick it into another phone. But I do have to call the company and have it registered, in my experience. Something to note, that the phone is unlocked. It will only be compatible with, it's compatible with 2G, 3G, or 4G. So it's not listed for 5G, which is a network that I do currently use, which is why I'm not actually taking my own SIM card out to transfer anything at this point in time. I'm going to fool with this more like a little novelty and have it connected to my Wi-Fi for use like that. So some of the features I've already mentioned, but I'm just to make sure I cover everything. It has Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, your SIM card connectivity, which supports voice calling, video calling. You're able to use a camera, sound record, email, MP3 playback, GPRS, FM radio, touchscreen, GPS, navigation, messaging, which is SMS, MMS, video player, memory card slot, and you obviously have the internet browser. And yes, of course, you can actually use your Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, WhatsApp, Chrome, Waze, TikTok, all those things on this tiny device. This is your settings section. While I talk about, it does come with 3 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage. It has a strong, durable body. As you can see, it's pretty thick and it feels sturdy. It actually feels a bit more sturdy than my standard cell phone, and I don't know if it's just because it's smaller so it comes off as more sturdy to me, or if it's just built better. But that, I thought that would be worth noting. But overall, I think we about covered everything. It's a great phone, as like, whether it's a backup, something for the kids, just something fun like I've already mentioned. I mean, you have everything that your standard phone offers, literally right here. You see, I still have it charging, so I can get a full charge, which I don't think it supports fast charging. I tried it with my regular fast charger. I think that might be the only difference from what I have in my Android phone. Other than that, really cool. And the camera, it's not just right here. You actually have a front camera as well. And you can see, here's your navigation, your back button, your home screen, and to see your list of opened apps. So if I sit here and I can do all this and it's closed out, and you just go ahead, get one, browse through all the things. Like, you have a spot for files. You can download stuff. And of course, you can also transfer it to your computer. I'm not sure if anybody with iPhone is looking at this, not familiar, but we can actually just plug our stuff into computer directly and end up dragging and dropping everything to our computer rather than having to do iCloud or any sort of special features like that. And here's a calendar view as well. So again, all the same features. So instead of me just repeating myself over and over, this is definitely like a must-have if you're into novelty tech products. It's fun. Yes, let me know my batteries. See, battery's low. The cable came out. But excellent, really excellent device. And I'm about to have some real fun playing with this. And hopefully I might go buy a cheap SIM card or something just to give this a go, because I've got to know the sound quality of this. Alright, it's going to be a moment of truth to see. See, I'm sticking the key right here. It's a little hole. And I'm going to see if the SIM card I have will actually work for this. This can be tricky because you have to find the right spot. Usually I can just push right in the hole and it comes right out. It seems like this one's a bit more difficult. So I'm about to have to check with the instructions and see what we got to do. So I've been trying to get this slot open for a while, and the instructions don't say there's any special method. So I assumed just putting this in like I would typically do for any SIM card would work. And I mean, I don't know if it's going in at a wrong angle, if there's a certain spot that needs to hit. It's not doing it. So I'm not sure what's going on with this particular device. It's not opening, but the way it's supposed to work, here's the device I was going to get the card from. See, they have the same type of thing. It's a pinhole, and this is, just to clarify, this is the key that came with the microphone. So, and generally you just kind of push, and it's like a little push out reaction, and then you can slide out and get your SD card. But I'm having issues getting that out for here, so it looks like I'm not going to be able to actually use the SIM card. And if I figure it out, obviously I'm going to add that into the video. But as of right now, I just want everybody to know I am not finding any way to get this part open using the key that was provided. So like you can see, there's the pinhole, and you're supposed to just be able to just push in. And sometimes, you know, you might have to push a little bit at a certain angle depending on it, but it is not releasing. It's not opening. I'm not feeling any kind of mechanism to release for the SIM card. So that could be problematic, and I don't know if that's typical of these phones or if it's just me who's having issues. But you can see I was able to easily use the key that came with this phone to get it out of this old iPhone. Alright, so in the last ditch effort, I actually don't know what I did differently, but whatever it was, it worked. Oh, you can hear some sound. It just turned back on. The battery probably died. Where I was able to push, and you can see the slot opened. Didn't really jolt out, but just enough for me to be able to drag that. So let's give this SIM card a try. The trick's going to be getting everything into the correct, placing it the correct way. My big question is, according to the instructions, there's supposed to be a designated way to actually, for installing your SIM card and all that stuff. There's a corresponding SIM card and memory cards insertion method on the card slot. there's nothing that directly tells you. So that's another little issue that I'm finding with this. So I kind of wish the instructions would have a picture diagram or something to do that. But if you take it out and actually look in the light, you can see barely. There's some writing to show you what goes where. So it looks like this would be the micro SD card, and this would be the SIM card. And you can obviously match the shape with it. So let's see if we can get this to balance out. So mine should fit something like that. I'm going to go ahead and try to get this in, and I'll update you shortly. Alright, so I just got it all in, and hopefully, let's see if it all works. I don't have anything that says no service, so that's a start. And it looks like, but it looks like I have no service or bars, which could be a problem, whereas I was getting service previously. See, this phone is basically just a junk phone, so I'm not, let me see if I can, so I should be able to send a message. Alright, so I'm trying to hide number, not that it really matters because it's a junk number, but let's see. Yep, so my SIM card is registered and working because I can now send a message, and let's see if it, and sure enough, I received it. So that's cool. It works. Just to see, so y'all can hear I'm calling from my junk number again. And now I am actually connected on a phone call using that number. You can see the screen keeps going in and out because I'm talking. But let's give this a try. And so it sounds kind of echoey because, I mean, I'm talking using my computer. The sound doesn't sound bad. Hello? Hello. So when I hold it up to my ear, it actually has a nice clear sound. And I'm going to stop, hang this up real quick. So I went ahead and hung up just because I wasn't sure if the echo was going to be distracting for me to make my commentary. So overall, getting the SIM card out is challenging. I'm not sure if it's something with the key, the angling, what was going on, but last ditch effort, I was able to go ahead and push the side, get the SIM card slot open. I was able to get it in. And the second I pushed it in, after a second, it was registered. So I'm able to use this as I was able to use the other phone. And as much as that I liked my other junk phone, it didn't work right. So this is actually going to be my new replacement. So I'm super excited. I went into this expecting to just use this as a little novelty fun phone, and now I'm going to be using it as my actual side phone. So this is neat. So overall, I gotta say this is pretty nifty. So my final thought on this phone is, obviously I'm fascinated, I'm intrigued, y'all can tell that. Currently it's listed on Amazon for $115, but prices fluctuate. I think it's worth it. I mean, if you're into this kind of thing, I definitely think it's worth it. You can see I could do home Wi-Fi calling, but I also have a SIM card, and I do have a service on that SIM card that I can actually use it for. The fact that I was able to easily, once I was able to open up the slot, put in the SIM card, it worked immediately without issue. The sound's pretty decent, and the fact that I can do all kind of other things, like the same thing I would do on a typical cell phone. When I tell you that this is literally a mini cell phone, smartphone, it is. They're not lying about that. It has all kind of features. And the biggest challenge I think is actually being able to navigate and use it. I mean, especially when you're used to a full-size phone. I mean, this is an iPhone 6, and here is this. And I'm using my Android to record the video, so just to show you, I'm an Android girl through and through, but same huge size difference. You get the same thing, same quality to me. So I'm not sure anybody else's experience or anything like that, or if anybody's actually used one of these full time rather than just my little novelty. But from my short experience, from just unboxing it, doing a quick testing and demo, totally worth it. Totally worth it. And of course, if anybody has any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment and I'll do my best to answer. So I hope the little side-by-side comparison kind of gives you an idea of what to expect with this type of phone, whether you want it for full-time, novelty. I think it's great. So hopefully we'll see how this does over time, but my initial reaction is I am loving it. I'm intrigued by it, and I can't wait to give this like a full-on test to see how well it holds up over time in just everyday use. So again, I'll have a link in the description for anybody interested in checking one out for themselves, and feel free to leave a comment, drop a question, and I'll do my best to answer based off of my experience.